I've been living in this tiny house for 5 years. I have built it myself with my partner Yakob, but he passed away 3 years ago from cancer, quite fast. He died in 4 months. I think the beauty that we have built it together as a team, it means a lot. Knowing every single detail of the tiny house and knowing how much passion and time has been put through on the project, but also the freedom that it gives me now to deal with the grief, to feel that he's still around, but also give me the freedom to explore my new life now moving forward. I think the beauty of like having those memories is that we never move on in life after you have something amazing and beautiful and sad happen to you. You move forward and you carry the memories. And I can literally carry the tiny house. So that's something that it means a lot for me. Hi, I'm Lilia, and this is my tiny house, and I'm super excited to show you around. We are starting where I believe it is the heart of the house. The kitchen was the only place of the house that we actually quoted with someone to see how much it would be to do it professionally, but we couldn't afford. So my partner was a smart cookie. We went to a place that's almost an IKEA in New Zealand, but it's not IKEA. We don't have those in the South Island. So we took the size of the kitchen and got what we need. So actually we made our kitchen from IKEA-style and put together ourselves. We are foodies. So a big decision for us was to have a lot of space for cooking together and prepping. Food was always important and it's still important for me. I remember one of the things that was like, there was a couple fight that now I look and make me smile was the position of the sink. Because I think it would be quite weird to have dishes here while you're cooking, you know, some space to move the pot side when like it just needed space was needed. So I really like the idea that now we have the space when I'm cooking. I have my little chopboard in here. Yeah, and the sink is just super close to the dishwasher. I think end up being the best scenario for everyone. Because of solar, I cannot have a toaster or a kettle. So I use the stove for like boiling water for a cup of tea. Or if I want to toast bread, I have the grill and normal size oven. Stove is gas. Here is where I keep all my teas. And I like this. You're gonna see that I like cooking. So here I keep all the spices, nuts, cacao. Yeah, super handy, close to the oven. That was another little luxury. It was not so cheap to have it, but I love that we do. And so much space. I can store so many items there. And also a normal size fridge. So we have a little table here. So we have even an extra space for meals. And then storage here for everything that I need to make my smoothies, some vitamins and containers. All the pots, everything for cooking, cups, plates, bowls, all the cutlery in here. Here's where I keep the cleaning products and everything that I need for the dishwasher too. In Brazil, in my country where I come from, dishwashers are not so common. It's a family thing. We have those big meals, we get together, and after the meal, we wash the dishes. But actually having a dishwasher consumed less water than wash the dishes by hand. And that was his selling point for me and convinced me, and I actually love it. So yeah, I do once a day when the sun is on peak to make the most of my solar, my batteries. One thing that we really want in the tiny house is to make sure that the nature is still very close to us. So the windows open fully. So it's quite fun. You have people around, they are in the outside, it's easy to handle food. And I had like I host parties here. So when you have like people outside, and there is a good integration between the outdoors and the indoors. And I quite love that. So I'm gonna talk about the storage that I have in the kitchen. Way more than is needed for the kitchen, that this side of the kitchen became my wardrobe. So where I keep all my clothes and more clothes here. I like to pretend that's my walk-in wardrobe, even though I don't walk in. Here I have a little vacuum cleaner. So yeah, it's pretty much taken, but there's always space for clothing. Talking about the stairs, we did that ourselves. I don't think it would be allowed in a normal house. All the regulations, like there is no rail, like it's really high to step. Even though they are quite unconventional, they are efficient for us. And the best part, I can keep my plants and the books My little library is in here. I have extra storage. So this is the story of the stairs. So we are in the bathroom of the tiny house. And there is a customized bathtub that my friend that's a welder made for us. The lining inside of the shower is actually made with something, I think it's called slate, but it's real stone. They just get a very fine layer, so it's super light and it's super expensive. But I messaged the supplier from Germany. He told me, hey Lilia, I actually had an order from New Zealand that the guy brought way more than he needed. Why you don't message him? So I messaged the guy and he sold me the offcuts, and that's all we needed. So I got second-hand, luxurious material, and I love it. It looks really nice. Composting toilet, just normal. We're off-grid in here. The water comes from the river. The grey water we treat and dispose straight into the trees. I don't wash my clothes in here, so I'm trying to keep as much off-grid as we can. The sink, so this is a plant vase that was $5. Jacob came with the idea to create even more space inside of the bathroom. So behind the sliding door, we made little spaces and he did it and looks amazing. So I love it. I am from Brazil. I have been living in New Zealand for 10 years. Tomorrow I'm getting my citizenship. Yay! So becoming a Kiwi. The reason why we decided to build a tiny house is it's been my dream for a long time. New Zealand is quite challenging when it comes to housing. The average price of a house where I live is 1.5 million. And I cannot find a way to justify to put myself in so much debt to have a home. I feel like I'll be trapped. The main reason that we did that is financial freedom and also the challenge of doing something yourself the way you want. We did everything ourselves. I feel like doing that way is so much more affordable. New Zealand is a challenging place. I love it here, but it's not cheap. It cost us $100,000 just in building materials. We are in the living room. That was pretty much the last space of the house to be ready. Yakob and I, we got married and moved straight into the tiny house. So we moved without a living room. So that was a space that we kept doing as we were living here. Those are handmade shelves to keep some memories there. This couch was made by a friend and it turns into a double bed. And all the pillows were made by us. So I tried to learn how to sew. It's not my thing. Yakob learned how to sew. And he did the whole upholstery himself. Honestly, this couch for me is like, I love it. And then after he passed away, I kept some of his t-shirts and my friends made pillows. So I have some of his t-shirts at the couch, and it's honestly one of my favorite spots. I really love it because it's a statement of love and has a lot of storage. All underneath the couch is storage and turned into a bed. So much space and also very functional. And this is my little office. I've been working remotely for a few years, but now I'm investing in my clothing brand and also teaching yoga. That's my passion, but I still use quite a lot. And the table comes down too. So it's completely like that space, if it doesn't need, it can go away. And another piece that really has my heart is that window. This was the very first piece that we bought for the tiny house. And we designed the whole house around this window. I really love it. I love that funky, different color, but it's just such a good memory to have like the very first piece, how everything started. And yeah, so that's the living room. I spend a lot of the time here, to be honest. I like having my meals. I do yoga, work from the couch. And yeah. We kept the bedroom really minimal. There is some extra storage where I keep pretty much all my hiking, free diving, surfing gear. And here is storage too, for like little things, you know, like books or phone chargers. So the bed is king size, it's quite spacious. I really love the plants, like creating a little green wall, give some privacy from the living room. And I love my altar. I think there's so much beauty in creating rituals in life. And I'm trying to bring more rituals into my life. And by creating the little altar is a way to remind myself, hey, you know, be grateful, set an intention. How do you want to show up into the world today? So the bedroom is quite simple, but it's my cocoon, is where I come to retreat. I meditate, I have my little meditation pillow and beautiful views, the mountains, Queenstown. I just love it. I really so grateful I have this tiny house. Like as soon as I walked in here, like I'm home. So my partner was an electrical engineer. So I'm pretty much involved on every single step of the house. I know insulation, I learned how to use power tools. But when it came to do all the electrical part, that was so his job that I didn't get much involved. And oh my God, now that he's gone, I did have some issues with the solar. So one of my best friends, Johnny, he's also an electrical engineer and he comes and help. Yeah, so we're fully off grid. Thanks to Jacob and my friend Johnny, not thanks to me. This is all reclaimed wood. So we kept collecting pallets, undone the pallets, took all the nails. And yeah, it's just a second-hand deck. It's great because it almost double the size of the tiny house. And we live in such a beautiful place. So it's just awesome to be outside. Normally, like, you can do yoga here. This is from Brazil. This was my granddad. My granddad used to stay in the hammock a lot. So yeah, I really like that hammock. Everything here is pretty much second-hand or presents. So that's from granddad, present from a friend, like little blankets that I can lay on the floor. So when friends come, we can chill. Yeah, so this is the deck and mainly as a place for chilling, but great for the solar. So there is a little side hustle that's becoming my job now, and it's a passion project. So after Yakob passed away, I started doing a lot of cold water here in New Zealand, at the lakes, in the glaciers. I started doing cold to conditioning my brain to I can do it, and help me to I can do life. After such a big loss, a friend gifted me a towel poncho at the time that was a different shape. I start wearing and people start asking, and I was to my friend, you keep doing it. And she said, I do if you do it. So long story short, we are doing it. The name is Starfish and Moss. We just launched. So I just stopped my normal job now, that is marketing, to focus on the ponchos. And I also teach yoga, that's my passion. And I've been teaching yoga for 4 years now. You can find me Lilia Hosanna Yoga for yoga content and Starfish and Moss for the towel ponchos. So thank you so much for coming. I really hope you enjoyed the tiny house. If you come to New Zealand, send me a message.